Breathe. Oh, hold up. Oh, I can't breathe. Ah! Oh, that's funny, dude. 4 years ago, the 49ers were going to draft Mac Jones at 12, and they convinced themselves to move up to 3, and they traded their whole like future 3 draft picks for all the first round picks. Took Trey Lance, and obviously didn't work out. 4 years later, Mac Jones is your quarterback too. Like, you can't make it up, man. You can't. That's funny. Back then, y'all didn't want me. Now, now I'm hot. Y'all want me. This is so funny, dude. This comment. He said, back then, y'all didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all want me. This is so funny because they didn't like. Kyle wanted him back in the day, a couple years back. You literally traded your whole franchise, your future, all your draft picks for 3 years. You traded all your draft picks for 3 years, your first round draft picks, I should say, not all your draft picks, and then you ended up getting them anyways. It's funny, dude. Like, it's funny. It's so funny. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny because, like, they could have just got him a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Like, they could have. Sorry, my hat's all jacked up. You could have got him a couple years ago, and you get him now. Like, let's be serious. I gotta stop laughing because this is serious time. He's a good backup. Like, Kyle wanted him so bad. This was his like Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0, his Kirk Cousins 2.0. He's a backup quarterback. He's gonna hold a clipboard. You hope that Brock Purdy stays healthy. Here's the thing: everybody's saying Mac Jones sucks. So was Sam Darnold sucked before he came to the Niners. Niners made him a better quarterback, and now he just signed a big contract with the Seahawks. So, I'm not saying that Mac Jones is going to be good, but I think he's a decent backup quarterback. I think he'll be a solid backup quarterback. All he has to do is hold the clipboard, and if he has to come in for a game or two, I think he could win. Kyle knows he knows the system. It's actually a solid help. It's actually a solid signing. I said this was one of the guys I wanted as a backup quarterback. Like I said it the other day, but when you see the update, it's just fucking hilarious. It's funny, man. It's funny. My Ign says Darnold was way better than Mac Jones. I don't know, man. I think Darnold, before Mac Jones, he was so bad because he had bad coaching and everything like that. But he's turned into a solid quarterback. But I think Mac Jones, he's been on bad teams. When he was with the Patriots, man, I mean, that team just got rid of Tom Brady. It was bad. He was a Pro Bowler. I'm not gonna say he was good, but he was a Pro Bowler that first year, and he wasn't great though. We all could agree he wasn't great, but he's a decent backup. He's young enough, and I think he can learn the system from Kyle Shanahan. He's a backup, man. Like, I'm not worried that he's our backup quarterback. It's just I was cracking up because they had a chance to get him 4 years ago, and now he's our backup quarterback. It's just like, oh my God. So you got Frenzy wanted Jameis. A lot of people wanted Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston would have been fun, but probably wanted too much, Mac was good his first year. Sam was terrible until Kyle was his coach. Yeah, I agree. Mac Jones is a guy that Kyle's wanted Mac Jones for. Like, he's been begging for Mac Jones. Begging for the guy. He says Kyle's guy. Kyle's guy, right? Oh, man. Manny Fresh, a solid pickup. I'd rather have Mac Jones than Jameis Winston. I mean, it's debatable. It's not like Jameis Winston's had a great career. Like, he throws a lot of interceptions. He's a fun guy. Like, he's a cool, like, motivational speaker. He comes out, but he slings it, and he makes a lot of mistakes. Mac Jones, it's not that he doesn't make mistakes. He's fleet-footed. Like, he's not going to run out of the pocket. You better have a good offensive line for Mac Jones. And even Brock Purdy, you got to have a good offensive line for these. Whoever's going to play quarterback, we all know Brock's your starter, but if he gets hurt and Mac has to play a game or two, you need an offensive line. So, Steven, return to the Mac. Mac is younger, yep. Niner says Mac Jones' stats last year, 1 TD to 1 interception ratio. He's not good, period. I mean, he was a backup quarterback with the Jaguars. Jaguars were terrible, man. Kyle likes Brock, but he loves Mac. Mac is only 26. He can learn. I'm excited. I honestly think it's not I think it's good because he can learn from Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan is the best offensive coach Mac Jones has had since McDaniels. That's probably true. Like, he hasn't really had good coaches, Obviously, he played for Patriots. They had good coaches, Belichick and stuff, but Belichick had lost so much talent, and they didn't have a lot of receivers, at the time. So I got to say, and he was a rookie at the time. So I got to say, Mac Jones, this is his best opportunity in the NFL. Like, if we're going to be realistic here, it's not a bad move, honestly. It's a backup quarterback. Let me see. What is his let's take a look at the contract and everything, because I just came in here laughing. I was laughing. And according to Tom Pelissero, check this out. The 49ers made an offer for Mac Jones last year before the Patriots traded him to Jacksonville. So they've been trying to get him. 4 years after they chose Trey Lance over Jones in the 2021, they finally get him as a 49er. So they've been trying to get Mac Jones for a long time. And so the deal is 2 years for $7 million with $5 million guaranteed and a max value of $11.5 million. So 2-year deal, $7 million with $5 million guaranteed and a max value of $11.5 million. This is according to Rap Sheet. It's not a bad deal. $5 million for your starting quarterback, your backup quarterback. $5 million for your backup quarterback. Their quarterback room is, getting it more expensive, but they have to get a decent back. Like, he's better than Brandon Allen. This is what you have to think about. Is he better than Brandon Allen? I think so. Is he better than Josh Dobbs? I think so. And I know a lot of people are going to say, no, Josh Dobbs is great. He didn't get a lot of opportunities with the 49ers. We'll be honest with each other. He probably should have started over Brandon Allen in the Green Bay game. But Josh Dobbs, he's okay, but he's bounced around the league, just like Mac Jones. They both bounced around the league. Josh was okay, but I think Mac Jones is a little bit better. He's a little bit more of a pocket passer. He's a little bit better. I mean, he had a good college career, although he played at Alabama, great college, pro-style offense, though. I think he's better than Josh Dobbs, and I think he's better than Brandon Allen. It's not saying a lot. I think he's better than your backups from last year. So I think you upgraded because he's better than your backups from last year. That's my take. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Jose says, I still remember Allen starting with a broken finger. Crazy. Julia says, Mac Jones pre-49ers was better than Sam Darnold pre-49ers. I think so. I agree. April says, everyone is better than Allen. I know. It's not much. Anyone is better than Allen. It's a great leverage against Purdy in contract negotiations. I mean, at the end of the day, you have a decent backup that can go in there, and I think he'll push Brock a little. I mean, you don't want Brock to like just have a pushover offseason. I mean, I'm not saying that Mac Jones is any threat to Brock Purdy's job. There's no way, but Mac Jones can compete and he can like push Brock a little bit. Like, yo, man, let me show what I got. I think he can come into camp and they can be competitive a little bit. And I think that's what Brock needs, just a little competition. Brandon Allen wasn't competing with him. Josh Dobbs wasn't competing with him. I'm not saying Mac Jones is going to compete for the job, but they can go out there and one up each other a little bit. And I think it's going to bring the best out of both. You need a decent backup. So, Ryan says Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, draft a quarterback. They might draft a guy, but they got Tanner Mordecai. He's your QB3. If it gets to QB3, you're in dire straits. You're in dire straits at that point. I think Tanner Mordecai, QB3. Maybe they draft a quarterback, but if they draft a quarterback, is he going to pass Tanner Mordecai or will he be practice squad guy? So QB3 to me is it's all about who's your QB2, and it's going to be Mac Jones as QB2. We got the big three white, says MSQ. Purdy, Mac, and Tanner. That's right, man. We got them white boys at quarterback. Love it. Nice. Manny Fresh says, as long as our players show up and compete, baby, that's it. It's all about coming out and balling out, man. Renee says, I'm going to wait and see what's up with the new guys on the team. I like them so far. I honestly do. Like, let's take a look at this free agency so far. Mac Jones, man, that was crazy. Let's see. Oh, wait. Adam Schefter just posted more about Mac Jones and Kyle Shanahan getting to work together 4 years after the 49ers strongly considered drafting the Alabama quarterback. Let me read this. Yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan should have just drafted Mac Jones in 2021. I'm just going to say it for everybody. I know you guys don't like to hear that. I know back in the day when that draft was coming up, and I'm going to admit it myself, I didn't want Mac Jones. We were all protesting, anybody but Mac. Anybody but Mac. Everybody on social media was going out, anybody but Mac Jones. Justin Fields at 3. I was Justin Fields at 3. Trey Lance at 3. Trey Lance or Justin Fields. All right? Or Zach Wilson, right? Those were the guys. We wanted anybody but Mac Jones. But honestly, looking back the way it happened, 49ers should have just taken Mac Jones because you didn't have to trade up. You could have got him at 12. You didn't have to trade the world for Trey Lance. And this is hindsight. Of course, hindsight, so is 2020. You didn't have to give up 3 first-round picks. And that, imagine, we take Mac Jones and we still had all those draft picks. Imagine who we would have drafted. Imagine who we had. I mean, imagine, man. Crazy. So check this out. So Jacksonville sent a 2024 6th-round pick to New England last March for Jones, who grew up in Jacksonville. He beat out C.J. Beathard in training camp to be the backup. New England selected Jones, former star at Alabama, with the 15th pick in the 2021. The same one that saw Jaguars take Lawrence with the first pick. Jones made the Pro Bowl as an alternate after throwing for 3,801 yards and 22 touchdowns, leading the Patriots to a 10-7 record and a playoff berth. First season was pretty good, but Jones never duplicated that success. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels left to coach the Raiders. Bill Belichick's longtime defensive coach Matt Patricia was the offensive guy. He switched, but he was a defensive guy, became an offensive guy, and it didn't really pan out, right? He struggled. They eventually traded him, but it looks like they, of course, were going to trade him to the Niners, but it didn't materialize, and now he finally gets him. And this is a guy Kyle Shanahan wanted so bad. But if you look back at that whole draft class, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, they all sucked. They're all busts. Maybe Trevor Lawrence is not a bust. I think he's a good quarterback. I won't say he's a great quarterback. He's good. He's not great. But that draft class was supposed to be like legendary. It was supposed to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. But guess what? That draft class was so bad. Trey Lance, bust. Mac Jones, pretty much bust. He had a pretty solid first season. But other than that, like we said, he just regressed and then became a backup quarterback. So that's a bust at a top 15 pick. Zach Wilson, he became a MILF hunter. He's a bust. So, I mean, it was bad. It was a very bad draft class for quarterbacks, but it was supposed to be one of the greatest draft classes. It's crazy, man. Kyle Shanahan should have just drafted him that year. I don't know what was going. I mean, there was so much speculation of what happened in the locker room and the war room, and there's so many stories of what happened. But ultimately, I think Kyle should have just put his foot down and says, I want Mac Jones. And they went and traded Trey Lance. Unless he made the decision to switch and say, I want to trade. Again, there's so much that went on. I got to refresh my mind. I got to go back in the notes and stuff. But that I just remember people that I knew with the team. Ish Cray, the old boombox guy. I knew him. He used to be part of the offensive assistant team, and Kyle's right-hand man. And I knew a couple other people with the team. And they said back those days when they would go into the draft room to discuss quarterbacks, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, all those guys, it was like heated discussion. It was insane. So it was a wild, wild time back then. And they ended up choosing the wrong guy. They should have just took Mac Jones. Now, I'm not saying Mac Jones would have been amazing with the 49ers, but I mean, you never know. And now you got him. It's just crazy how it all played out. It all played out. Like, you traded all those draft picks. You get Trey Lance. Luckily, they found Brock Purdy. And now you ended up with Mac Jones anyways. Man, crazy. It's so crazy. Julia says, that means no Brock if Mac was drafted back then. Maybe they still might have taken Brock Purdy. Who knows? At that point, you don't know how the scouting would have worked, but you could be right. You never know. I mean, it's just weird how it all worked out. They went for Trey. And if Trey wasn't the guy, and they in the back of their mind, like, maybe we just get a backup quarterback just in case. They took Brock, ended up being the best quarterback on their roster, and here we are. It's just wild, man. Like I just can't believe it. You thought I was gonna relax? Ain't no relaxing on free agency week. I was getting bored. Throwback. I was like, there's got to be some news. I was waiting. I was like, Niners got to drop some news. Niners got to drop some news. I knew they're gonna do something tonight. I had a feeling. I was like, it just feels weird that they haven't done anything. They still need a few little players here and there. I knew they were going to do something. And boom, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this Twitter's about to go crazy. I knew people were about to go wild. So is he going to be number 10, you think? Ronnie Bell's off the team. So probably, yeah, I think he'll take number 10. Can you imagine? We had Jimmy Garoppolo number 10, and now Mac Jones number 10. The jinxed number 10 jersey, says Niner Guy for life. So, oh, man. Unbelievable. This man's crazy. Man's crazy. It's funny. Oh, my man. Steven Reynolds says, Niner fans who acted out that thinks we're done. We're going to trade Purdy and fire Kyle. People are being obnoxious. Yeah, people are crazy. Rob says, I can see the headlines now during training camp. Mac outperformed Purdy in practice. Oh, man, I haven't even thought about that. You know Grant. He's going to be, oh, my God, Mac Jones had a better training camp practice than Brock Purdy. I can't wait for it. It's going to be funny, but it's not going to mean anything. But there's going to be those reports. Mac Jones played better than Brock Purdy. Mac Jones played better than Brock Purdy. Oh, it's going to be fun. But I'll be there. And I'll let you know how it really went. California Man says, did Brandon Allen sign with another team? He has not signed with anybody yet. He is a free agent. This is crazy. It's just, man, the 49ers, they're just a content machine. Like, you can't, there's going to be so many memes on this. Guys, because the 49ers could have got him in 2021. It's like they just rewrote history. It's like full circle. 49ers, man. Content machine. I love them, man. I love them. I absolutely love the 49ers, man. They give us so much content. They give us so much. And we do nothing for them. They give us so much, man. It's funny, though. It's funny because I actually think Mac Jones is not a bad quarterback. But I think a lot of people are just in denial because this is the thing, myself included. We all sat there and we thought Mac Jones was not good. Oh, God, we can't have Mac Jones because we all thought he was Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0. So we had PTSD and we didn't want him. So now people that had those takes 4 years ago, they have to stand up. You got to stand on business and you have to say, Mac Jones, we can't, no, it can't happen. But maybe Kyle Shanahan can make him a decent backup, a decent quarterback. Again, he's your backup. You don't expect him to play. I think he's better than what people are thinking. I mean, my phone, when this happened, I mean, the messages I were getting, people, oh, what the fuck? What are they doing? You're cracked. Niners are still, he's terrible. Oh my God. I said, he's a good backup. And like, I had people, somebody told me I would rather have Kyle Juszczyk be the backup quarterback. Like, come on, man. I get it. Mac Jones is not your first choice. Maybe not your second choice. Maybe not even your third choice. He's not on most people's radars. And again, people think he's just this dorky looking weird guy. He's a decent quarterback. He's your backup quarterback. You're not expecting to have Aaron Rodgers as your backup. You're not expecting to have CJ Stroud as your backup. Your backup quarterback's a backup quarterback. Hopefully your quarterback stays healthy, your starting quarterback, and he's just holding the clipboard. That's it. Mac Jones is not bad. I think people are overreacting. I don't know. I agree. That's my way. That's all I think. That's all I say. That's it. At the end of the day, man, that's it. I just think it's not that big of a deal. But Niner fans are just cracking out because they don't like all the players we've signed. They're getting depth players. I don't know. I don't think it's horrible. But of course, the media is going to say we're stupid, we're dumb. I do say the 49ers should have drafted him a few years ago because now we look cracked out. It's crazy. dramatic, wild, all those things. MSQ says, I was hyped for the move because I forgot it was even an option. I mean, I knew it was an option last night. Last night, Larry asked me, who do you want backup quarterback? I gave him 3 answers. I said, Mac Jones, Joe Flacco, and Gardner Minshew. Those were my 3 choices I gave him. And we got 1 out of 3. I got one of the 3 guys I wanted. Mac Jones is younger than both of those, all 3 of those guys. So. Nick wrong. There's your big name. Yeah, the media just wants big names. The fans are mad because we're not getting splashy players. I don't think it's bad, man. Mac Jones, baby. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac, baby. I love it. It's funny, though. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny, though. We're going to get roasted, guys. But I don't think it's that bad of a... I don't think it's bad. And if it's bad, then I'll be the first to admit in a couple of months. But for now, it's whatever. I don't think it's that horrible. What do you guys think? What do we think? What do you guys think? Are you happy? Give me a grade. Give me a grade. What do you guys think? Give me your grades. Because I want to hear from you guys. Mac is 26. Brock is 25. I like it. Raymond says, off topic. What's up with Asante Samuel? He's still a free agent. Free agente. Crazy. Craziness. Let's see some grades. C from Ryan, B from Juan. Deb Topi says B minus. Raymond a B. April a B. For a backup, B plus is Julius. California man B. Carl says solid B. C minus for Mac is backup says Steven Reynolds. Nothing much, just being backup. Renee says D. She's ain't happy. David says B for show. Pretty decent grades. Can't please everybody. AJ says a C. I mean, I say a B minus. I'm not happy. I'm not mad at it. I'm not like, oh my God. Backup. He's your backup quarterback. B plus is Manny Fresh. My man, Manny Fresh, coming through with the positivity today. Positivity in the chat. So good stuff. We're going to get roasted, though, on social media. Deal with it. It is what it is. You guys have a blessed rest of your night. We'll be back live if more news drops. But ladies and gentlemen, Mac Jones is your QB2. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. I love this. I love it. This team is just so much content. It's crazy. I love it. We'll be back soon if there's more news.